What's up, guys? Orcas here, and today we got another video. Today we're going to be going over the Las Vegas race, and again, I'm a little late on it. I apologize, but I would have probably made it Sunday, but I was a little bit busy, and then Monday I am pretty busy. I could have made it in the morning realistically, but and then obviously I couldn't make it in the nighttime, but I am able to make it now, so one of these days I'm going to be able to get it out Monday or Sunday. I've been kind of slacking. But the Las Vegas race was something for sure. And another reason I wasn't able to make it is actually because I was busy Sunday. And I, fun fact, didn't actually watch the whole race. I think it's probably the first race this year that I didn't watch in full. I watched some of it. I watched all of stage one. I watched some of stage two, and I watched some of the final stage, and I saw the finish. I saw the final laps, and I saw the finish. I did see a lot of this race. I would say I probably watched over 50% of this race. So, not a ton, but good enough. But we got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. Denny Hamlin, first of all. Denny Hamlin. Is this his year, folks? Is this the year he finally gets it done? Hey, who knows? But 6 wins on the season, advances to the Final Four, is in the championship round. He's going to Phoenix to race for the championship. First time in the next gen era, which kind of surprised me a little bit. But, man, there's really not much you can say about Denny Hamlin that hasn't already been said. One of the best drivers of all time, for sure. Also, his 60th win in the Cup Series, is now tied for 10th all time. You can't really do it much better. You really can't. Really cannot do it much better than what Denny Hamlin has been able to do in his career. All he needs to do is get that championship. That's all he needs to do. Really, he's already a first ballot Hall of Fame driver, one of the best all time. Really, the only thing left in his career to do is to get that championship ring. And he might do it this year. Or trophy, get that championship trophy. And he might do it. First person locked into the round of 4. Who knows who else is going to make it, because it is insanely tight. We'll get to the playoff standings. But Denny Hamlin, just 4 tires, was able to make him last, was able to get by Kyle Larson, just absolutely beat Kyle Larson in the final laps. Man, Denny Hamlin, yeah, you could make the argument that he has been the best driver this year. And not to trash the Winston Cup format, but did you know Denny Hamlin isn't even top 5 in Winston Cup standing right now? In Winston Cup points? He's not even top 5 right now? Just saying, for all the Winston Cup fanboys. Denny Hamlin has 6 wins this year and is not even in the top 5 in points right now. I don't know. I'm just saying. Now, you could argue that, obviously, if we went to a full 36 race championship, there'd be some changes, obviously. But for people to say that the Winston Cup era is the best format, I think you're wrong. Because this man should definitely be the favorite to win the championship. And yet you have people like freaking Chase Elliott that's ahead of him. So, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. But Denny Hamlin gets the win. 6th win on the season. 60th win in the championship 4. There's really not much left you can say about Denny Hamlin. And surprisingly enough, Denny Hamlin was not the dominant driver today. He didn't even lead more than 10 laps. He only led 9 laps, but hey, those 9 laps counted. He started on the pole, which was quickly, his lead was quickly taken over by Briscoe, who led 57 laps on the day, which is 6 times more than Denny Hamlin led. But hey, Denny Hamlin was able to close it out. He was in contention the whole race, top 5 most of the day. So it's not like he didn't deserve this win. And, with the late race restarts. Some people tried to do the strategy call with 2 tires, Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano, and Brad Keselowski, and it looked like it could have worked for Briscoe at least. He was able to get by Joey Logano on the final restart and had the lead. Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin were battling. Looked like Briscoe might be able to run away, but with 2 tires, it just wasn't enough. He was not able to run away. Denny Hamlin, after passing Kyle Larson, quickly caught up to Briscoe and was able to take the lead fairly easily. And I would imagine Briscoe didn't put much of a fight up for Denny Hamlin. He probably knew he was going to lose as soon as Denny Hamlin got to him. I mean, 2 tires versus 4 at Las Vegas. It just wasn't going to work out. And Denny Hamlin ends up getting past him. And then even then, so Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell were able to get past Briscoe. He finishes 4th, but still a good points day for Chase Briscoe. Also had the fastest lap and finished with 48 points on the day. Mind you, think about this. He went from -4 on the cut line to +15, a 19-point swing at Las Vegas. I mean, he just knows how to get it done. Briscoe, even though he didn't win the race, he was great today. Earned a good amount of stage points. One of the best in stage points. You know, stage points have actually been a struggle for Chase Briscoe this year compared to some other playoff drivers, but he was able to get it done today, and I can't say it was all on Briscoe. He did capitalize on some people's misfortunes too, as well as like Christopher Bell as well, because there were actually 3 of the 4 people that are under the cut line had problems today. 3 of the 4. 3 of the 4 playoff drivers that are now under the cut line had problems today. Or wait, I'm mistaken. Briscoe was -14 and now he's +15. He had a 29-point swing, which is actually crazy. 29-point swing in one race for Chase Briscoe. Absolutely just a great performance for Chase Briscoe. But like I said, it wasn't all him. He did capitalize on some people's misfortune because Ryan Blaney went from being in the good to now being -31. Chase Elliott went from being -14 to -23. And William Byron went from being in the good to -15. Just absolutely horrible for these playoff drivers. Ryan Blaney, we saw what happened. Must have just had a flat tire, hit the wall pretty hard. He was out early, like really early in the race, only finished 70 laps. That happened in stage 2. Unfortunate stuff for Ryan Blaney. I don't know what they did wrong. We know that Penske isn't the greatest at Las Vegas. They're not the greatest at Las Vegas, despite Logano winning last year. He only did that because of an insane call strategy by his crew chief, Paul Wolfe. And we can see that evident, even though Logano did finish 6th, I will give him credit there. Also, the only reason he finished perhaps that high is because of the 2-tire call and a lot of other calls they had to make to get him into that position, because Logano, I think, qualified 10th, if I'm not mistaken, and did not seem like he definitely didn't have a car to win. Still finished 6th, but definitely not enough to move him up in points. He did not do great on stage points either, so Logano still is -24. Not like he did anything wrong today. It's just that he wasn't as good as a lot of other playoff drivers, or a few other playoff drivers, mainly Christopher Bell and Chase Briscoe. But hey, Ryan Blaney, really unfortunate, is now -31. If you're Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, you're probably thinking you have to win. But it's not impossible. I mean, we just saw Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell make up a ton of points in one race. Chase Briscoe +29, and I think Christopher Bell +24 on the day. So it's not impossible, but I mean, with 2 races to go, I think you have to imagine, like, Briscoe and Bell, they're not going to be terrible at Martinsville. So I think Talladega, perhaps. Martinsville, we know Ryan Blaney. I mean, I don't, and despite Ryan Blaney being minus 31, I haven't seen too much concern for Ryan Blaney because we know how good Ryan Blaney is on these next two tracks. He's won twice in the fall at Talladega, if I'm not mistaken, and he's won twice in a row in the fall at Martinsville to get into the round of 8, so, or the championship 4. So I think, as hard as it is to win in NASCAR, I think Ryan Blaney does have a good shot at winning either Talladega or Martinsville, but you just never know. I think he's going to be good for sure. So even if he doesn't win, you never know. He might make it on points. Same with Joey Logano. You just never know. But another playoff driver that had problems was Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott, while finishing, 18th, which is still not the greatest, could have been worse, he had a pit road violation and had to go one lap down and ended up not getting stage points in the second stage. So, yeah, Chase Elliott, as we see here, only earned 25 points on the day, while some of his rivals, rival playoff drivers, Christopher Bell earned 43. That's 18 more than Chase Elliott. 18 more than Chase Elliott. Chase Briscoe earned 48 points. That's 23 more than Chase Elliott. Kyle Larson earned 54 points. So now Chase Elliott, he's under the cut line. And even William Byron, who we'll get to, earned 19 points. He was already above the cut line, so Chase Elliott didn't really make up much points on his teammate there. And speaking of William Byron, just no fault of his own, to be honest, just absolutely gets destroyed by Ty Dillon. I don't know what he's doing. Pit road, what are we doing? Why is it? No indication that he was coming to pit road. William Byron just cannot do anything. Absolutely slams into the back of him, completely destroys his car, is not able to continue, and only earns 19 points on the day and finishes, 36th? Finishes 36th on the day. So, just absolutely terrible stuff. I kind of feel bad for William Byron, but at the same time, I'm a Briscoe fan. I want Briscoe to make it to the playoffs, and I'm going to be honest, both Ryan Blaney and William Byron having troubles today really benefited Briscoe, who had a good day today. Briscoe had a really good day today on top of two playoff drivers that were ahead of him in points having terrible days. So, I mean, it's good for Briscoe, unfortunate for Ryan Blaney and William Byron, and even Chase Elliott to a degree. But, man, again, going back to Denny Hamlin, locks himself into the playoffs with that win, and Kyle Larson also had a really good day, finished second with 54 points, had a stage win as well. I mean, just really can't ask for much more for Kyle Larson. I mean, he definitely looks like to be one of the favorites. Kyle Larson definitely should be another one of the favorites to make it to the championship 4. I can't remember if I had him in my championship 4. I really should be checking my bracket. I know I had Byron in, and minus 15 with 2 races left, with them being Talladega and Martinsville. I'm pretty sure Byron can be decent at Martinsville. I don't think he had the most amazing finish last year at Martinsville, though. He kind of got in by the skin of his teeth due to Christopher Bell, having that move that disqualified him. So, I don't know, man. It'll be tough, but yeah. I mean, great days for 4 playoff drivers. Denny Hamlin, Toyota had a really good day. Denny Hamlin getting the win. Hendrick also was looking like they were going to have a good day until William Byron had that happen to him. But his teammate Kyle Larson, second place finish. I mean, people say what they say about Kyle Larson. They say he's not looking like himself, but he finished second in this race, gets a stage win, and let's see, is plus 35 on the cut line to make it to the round of 4. So he's looking pretty good right now. it would take a lot for him to be eliminated, which honestly, it still could definitely happen. I mean, have a bad day at Talladega, which is definitely possible. And some people do better than you, and then Martinsville, who knows? Could just have a bad day and people do better than you. Someone gets a win, something like that. Just never know. But a good day for him. Christopher Bell, like I said, finished third, and Briscoe finished fourth. Joey Logano was the fifth highest finishing playoff driver, but yet still is minus 24. Again, a lot of playoff drivers just perform better than him today. So it's unfortunate, but Kyle Busch actually got a top 10 today. I'm not sure how. Again, I didn't watch all of this race, but it didn't look like he was, even close to a top 10 today, but still manages one. And Ryan Preece and Barrett Keselowski round out the top 10, so good for them. I don't want to go too much in depth. Playoff drivers. Chase Elliott, 18th, just had the lap down, got his lap back, but just was not able to get back up front. Unfortunate for him. And then just a lot of field fillers. There is someone I want to point out, though, because breaking news today, Justin Haley finished 27th, but that's not what we're going to be talking about. Justin Haley is no longer going to be with the Spire number 7 next year. He's not going to be with Spire next year at all, actually. Spire's letting him go. He's not going to be with Spire. He's not going to be in the number 7. Just crazy stuff. I mean, Justin Haley, I think, is undeservedly getting kicked out of this ride. I mean, come on. Loses his crew chief less than 9 weeks into the season, I'm pretty sure. He just got into this ride this year and is already getting kicked out of it. People might argue it's because he doesn't bring enough funding, as well as not having the best year. But man, who are they going to put in the Spire 7 that's going to be better than Justin Haley? Let's be real. Who are they going to put in the Spire 7 that's going to be better than Justin Haley? Leading sources actually say Daniel Suarez, which, if Daniel Suarez takes his spot, fair enough. I wouldn't say that Suarez has, done a lot this season to deserve that ride over Justin Haley, but Suarez brings funding. Suarez does bring the funding, so if you want to argue that, you definitely could. Suarez definitely brings more funding than Justin Haley, and that could be the reason why he gets the 7 over Justin Haley next year. But I do hope that Justin Haley gets a ride somewhere. Maybe he goes back to Kaulig in the Xfinity Series. Maybe he gets one of the trucks in the Truck Series next year. Who knows? But I hope he does get a ride because I think he deserves one. Almost had a win this year at Daytona. I think he deserves more. Let's actually go to the driver points right now. I know he's not looking that good. 31st in points is definitely not great. Daniel Suarez, suspected to be taking his ride, is also only 28th in points, though. Justin Haley is not far behind him. But, just unfortunate for Justin Haley. Rumors were speculating around the year that he was going to be taken out of that car, and sure enough, the rumors are true. But I do hope that Justin Haley gets a second chance somewhere. He's been in the Cup Series for a long time, if you think about it, and actually got Spire's one and only win in the Cup Series still. In 2019, Spire has not been able to win since. And, even though they have they have improved as a team since 2019, they still haven't had any of their drivers in the playoffs. Hocevar is not in the playoffs. He's 23rd in points. McDowell is 21st in points, which both definitely are better than Justin Haley. But we even saw last year, Corey LaJoie in the 7 car was not great. So is it something about the car? I don't know. Because Justin Haley has definitely not been an improvement over Corey LaJoie at all. And I don't think Suarez will be much of an improvement over Justin Haley if he gets the ride next year. It still could be someone else for sure, but I don't really think there's going to be someone that takes the Spire car next year that's going to improve over Justin Haley. So really the only reason you would put someone in that Spire car over Justin Haley is if they can bring more funding. So I'm assuming they already have someone picked out for the number 7 car next year, and I would assume whoever that is would bring in more funding than Justin Haley. And I would assume that person would be Daniel Suarez. So, yeah. But, I think it's definitely unfortunate for Justin Haley. He was not put in a great spot at all this year. So, I really don't think him getting kicked out of this ride is really his fault based on performance. You could argue it's perhaps his fault because he can't bring better funding than some people, for sure. But I don't think people should be dogging on him for his performance when guaranteed whoever gets his ride next year is probably not going to perform much better or at all better than Justin Haley. So that's just what I have to say about it. He finishes 27th, like I said. I do want to point out some notable drivers. Shane Van Gisbergen was having a great day, was actually running in the top 10 and passed some drivers like Christopher Bell, passed some good drivers to be in the top 10. But unfortunately, late race restart wreck, it was the one after William Byron crashed. Unfortunately, Shane Van Gisbergen was caught up in it. So was Ty Gibbs, who was also having a pretty decent day. So was Hocevar. Just unfortunate for them. Both Ty Gibbs and Van Gisbergen were having a pretty good day. Just unfortunately taken out. But, yeah, I mean, Las Vegas, I think it was a good race overall. Definitely not bad. Definitely not a bad race, I would say. So, again, I didn't watch I didn't watch all of the race, so I can't really speak to how good it was. But I watched all of stage 1. I thought it was really good. The ending of the race was pretty good. There was definitely some action with the playoff drivers. Strategy calls. I think this was a good race. Overall, good race. I'd probably give it somewhere in a B. I can't really give a specific ranking. I would say it's probably a B tier race, somewhere in the B tier. Not a great race. I would say it was a good race. And man, again, Chase Briscoe, so close to getting the win though. I was watching it, and then as soon as I saw Denny Hamlin pass him, I was like, okay, yeah, Denny Hamlin's going to win. And sure enough, he did. Again, congratulations to Denny Hamlin, man. I mean, put on a drive at the end there. And, yeah, but I hope Chase Briscoe can still end up making it in. Wouldn't it be crazy if 3 JGR cars make it in? Right now, we have 2 races left, and Christopher Bell is plus 20 and Briscoe is plus 15. Now, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the 4 drivers under Briscoe and Bell could somehow rack up enough points to pass them, or one or two of the drivers even under the cut line ends up getting a win. But we'll just have to wait and see. Talladega this week, definitely going to be a wild one. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat the entire time, just praying that nothing bad happens to Chase Briscoe. Because, I mean, we already saw bad things happen to some playoff drivers just in Las Vegas. So imagine what could happen at Talladega. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. But anyways, I think that's really all I have. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are about the playoffs right now. And let me know what you guys thought about the craziness that happened. But with that said, I'll get this up for you guys now, and I'll see you in the next one.